Okay guys, we're going to be doing some scripting tutorials. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff today. Now, before we start any coding or anything, if you're going to be scripting in a script builder, you need to know how to use this. It's nolis scripting bot. Now, I don't use this anymore. I used to, but if Nolicake, if you see this, don't take any offense, but I just don't find it very user-friendly. So I made my own, but I might show that in another video, but for now I'm just going to show you how to use this one because I'm not giving mine away. All you do is copy and paste your code in this. You just you can highlight all the text of your code wherever you wrote it at, left click and then click on copy, or you can press Control-C, then come to here and press Control-V because you can't left click. I'm doing it right now and it's not working. Now when you go to script builder, you pick the correct name. If you go to mine, pick Anna minus because he didn't add mine in on there, so I just rebuilt mine to be like Anna minus's. Local script decides if it's a local script or a regular script. If you don't know what that is, we're going to be going over it here in a minute. There's raw, encoded, and encrypted. I always use encrypted, but if Nova admin is running, you got that one noob in the server that's using that script that's not his, and he runs Nova. Don't use encrypted, use encoded, or you'll get banished. Or you can use encrypted anyway and get banished. Your choice. And you can hide your code if you check that. This is to run the script. I'll show you in a minute. I don't know what this does. I never use it. The chat delay is how fast it goes. 90 is very fast, as to where 500 is extremely slow. 150 is a good middle ground. I like mine to be fast so I don't bug anybody. I don't know what split is, but it was checked when I downloaded the box. You should probably leave it checked so you don't break anything. And then this is just the name of your script. I don't know if I said that already. We're just going to name it 1. And then you click Run Script to run your script. When you do, open Roblox. Open your chat bot, click it, and then click in the Roblox window and just wait. Now, that was an empty script, but it was encoded, so it had actual code in it. Now, let's get started talking about the difference. Before we actually start any scripting, you need to know what a server is and what a client is. Now, a server on all multiplayer games where you play with people around the world, around the country, you play on something called a server. And think of it as like a link between computers so that you can see and play with other people. And you can see what they do, they can see what you do. And then a client is just your computer. Well, that's the most basic way I know to explain it to someone with no computer programming experience. We're not going to do too much on this because it's really self-explanatory. Now let's get into something else because I've already explained that. If you still don't get it, look up the difference between servers and clients. You could probably Google it and find a better answer, but this is scripting tutorials, so I'm not getting into too much detail on, like, nolis chatbot or client sides or server side. I might go back into that later, but as for now, I want to get into some scripting. So, and if this video cuts off, it cuts off like every 10 minutes. I might have to split this into 3 or 4 videos. Now, there's one more thing we need to know before getting started scripting. You know how when you go into studio mode, I'll do that right now. Just exit out of all that. Open a new place. Click on workspace and then see how you can insert either a script or, let me find it. Well, you can either insert a script or a local script. Try to find it. That's what I'm trying to do. There's local script, and then there's script. Now, the difference between local script and script is server side, meaning its actions take place on the server. And then client-side means that its actions take place on your client. Again, we're not going to go into too much detail because if you know the difference between server-side and client-side, that should make sense. If my explanation wasn't detailed enough, you need to go look it up. Okay, now we're going to actually get started on scripting. We're going to do it through VIA Script Builder today. We might do some in studio mode, but today we're doing it in my script builder, which you can find on my profile. I'll leave a link to it in the description. I will also leave a link to Nolis scripting bot in the description. Download at your own risk. I don't know what factors come with it. We're going to be using Nolis chatbot for the simple reason that I don't want to show mine in this video. I want to actually give it a whole video to itself. If you have any scripting questions or anything you think I need to add to my videos, just shoot me a PM. They don't take that long. Now you need to know the three main values in Roblox, and that's called a number value, a bool value, and a string value. Now you're probably thinking, what are those? Well, I know what number value is. That's a number, right? You're right. What's a bool value and what's a string value? Well, a bool value is true or false, and a string value is any set of characters within two quotation marks. I think they're called quotation marks. Excuse my stupidity. I'll give you examples of, like, a number value can be 900, 9,000, 80, 70, and then a bool value is true or false. So you just say true or false. And actually, let's change this language to Lua. When we start scripting, you want to use any text editor is fine, but Notepad++ is a lot nicer because you can switch your language to any programming language you want. If you're learning like C++ or anything, you just switch it to that language and it helps you with your syntax and your ends. And so I'm going to use Lua, and it's going to help me with my ends when we get into actual big scripts. For now, I'm just showing you basic values, basic functions, and stuff like that. Okay, now we need to see we need an example of a string value. A string value is, I think it's called a quotation mark. That's what I'm going to call it. I know it's probably going to annoy the crap out of everybody, but one quotation, and then it can be one letter, it can be a sentence, or it can be a paragraph. It can be as long as you want. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to write a paragraph. Now you're probably thinking, well, how do I set these up? The most common way in Roblox, to set these values up is you make a variable, and you're probably thinking, I know what variables are. I do those in math all the time. It's like x equals 100. Well, when you're doing a number value, that's actually completely correct. And then another cool thing about number values is you could say like x equals 100 divided by 5, and your answer would actually be 100 divided by 5. But anyways, x equals, here's how you do a string, and then you could do x equals true or x equals false. Now, if you said x equals 100 and then x equals string here, and then x equals true and then x equals false, it wouldn't actually make all of those x's value. It would change it each time, I think. I'm not sure. I've actually never tested that, and I've been scripting for, I think, 2 or 3 years. But I'm pretty sure that's what it does, is it would be false, because that's the very last value you changed it to. Either that or it would error. But, now that you know how to set these up, we need to talk about properties. And before starting these tutorials, you also need to know, like, you need to have a really good understanding of studio mode, properties of different objects.